before we were recording, you were sharing a little bit about you personally.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that struck me the most was you said, I think AJ, our producer, was like, what are you up to these days? And you're like, rest. And I was like, it's the end of February. No, I don't know anyone who's telling me they're focused on rest right now.
Yeah.
I don't know a single other person, because it's like the middle of prime grind season for most people in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got big, hairy, audacious goals they're working on. We do. I mean, how?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, so I have very big goals also, but I do think it's very important that we don't get burnt out. Like there's no need. We're young. There's no need to kill ourselves right now. Of course, we're hungry, but I can count on one hand how many times I've traveled since I started investing in real estate, just been stuck in the grind. So for me, last year, actually, while we were meeting, I'm pretty sure I was still fasting at that time. Last year, I fasted for 297 days until I executed the contract for the 13 unit. I didn't expect it to be that long at all. But,
Wrote a 15-day contract.
Yeah.
239 days later.
Crazy. But so I did that within the intent to acquire a 13 unit. Of course, this 13 unit has some government funds in it, so that made it a bit tricky. And I'll fast again for another property, but not for one that has government funds.
It's like the majority of the year.
That couldn't have been no food for 200.
No.
What type?
It was more intermittent fasting.
Okay.
So for 188 days, I ate breakfast, fasted for 12 hours, ate dinner, and then from day 188 to 297, I did 8 hours a day.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's really cool. I don't know a single other investor who is fasting to get deals done, but it just speaks to the different impact you're trying to make and getting that spiritual energy
for sure.
Even, and the Lord's blessing to get that done. I'm imagining. What was the motivation there? I'm just guessing, but.
So, I mean, I've always fasted. I'm a spiritual person. And I noticed the benefits of fasting early on and just, staying focused, staying disciplined on what I'm trying to do. And when you're dealing with properties that have government funds, there's a lot of paperwork and stuff, compliance stuff that goes into it. So, I did it with the goal to just stay focused on what I was trying to accomplish. And last year, my goal was to, execute the contract for that 13 unit and was able to do that in December.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Congrats.
Appreciate it. Oh, but to answer your question about resting, how am I doing it? I have an automated email response set up until December 31st. I'm traveling more, getting more sleep, listening to more books, having more fun with friends. So not necessarily just completely not doing anything, just, recalibrating, I guess.
I would imagine so the way I see productivity is there's a lot of motion that doesn't always drive results.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pop open the laptop and be like, all right, I'm working. It's 1 p.m. I got to do stuff. And I just fart around.
Full of people doing stuff.
Yeah. You just end up doing motion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I could have been fasting, catching up with a friend, and still we're all pretty focused people. We're going to get stuff done probably regardless. It's funny. I just went on a 10-day trip to visit family in Florida, and my business improved while I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think I moved the needle more than the month before here, working quote unquote more, but it's because a lot of what I worked for like 3 hours a day and did the only essential tasks, and everything was the same, if not better. That taught me a lot. Every time I leave, actually, it's the same thing. And when I go back, there's stuff I have to catch up on. So like, I couldn't do that forever.
Right.
I do have to have some presence in Indianapolis, but my goal, I have like a vivid vision, and it's to travel approximately a third of the year, by 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to escape work. It's to maximize life You know, I really come alive when I travel, and I'm more present with family too. I just can relax at 3 p.m. versus at home at 3 p.m. I really struggle to relax. I feel like I have to do something.
Yeah.
And it's easier when you're out on the beach or something.
Right.
So what you're saying, like, I totally resonate with right now.
Yeah, man. You got to get your rest, man.
Yeah, being around all the high schoolers with High School Hustle is like reminded me of the grind and like the spark back in high school. I'm like, I got to make something out of anything, right? So I'm just going to go mow like 10 lawns when I get out of school so I can make money to go buy sneakers probably. Yeah. And I'm reminded often of like, I try to take the entire month of October off. We have a friend who takes every Wednesday off. You're taking 2025 off. Like you have to, but you move the needle further when you're away always because you see all the problems.
Yeah. And you come back with more insight for
Absolutely.
sure.
You're not just
I don't want to say I'm completely taking 2025 off because I was mentioning earlier before we started recording that I'm not only am I the owner, I'm the manager now. So once I moved back from Bloomington, I started managing all of my properties. So of course there's tasks and things that come up that I need to do, but for the most part, I am trying to rest as much as I can. Like I'm okay with the slow burn. I don't need to grow extremely fast. I mentioned my goal by 2033. I won't even be 40 at that point. So I think a lot of people are in such a rush because possibly social media is, kind of showing people in a light that's not really sustainable, I guess. Like there's a lot of people faking what they're doing on social media. And,
you got the
and people feel like they need
the
to keep
Audis,
up with that, But to your point about us being hustlers essentially and going to get things done, I think more important, something that's more important than, the hours that you're awake. A lot of people always say, I don't get any sleep. I work so hard. I think what's more important is what you do while you're awake than the amount of time that you're awake.